From shocking Hollywood scandals to intimate family revelations, Kirk Douglas's life was filled with both triumphs and controversies. Who could forget the unsolved disappearance of actress Jean Spangler, which had whispers pointing at Douglas? Or his daring move to break the Hollywood blacklist by openly crediting blacklisted screenwriter Dalton Trumbo for Spartacus. Even in his later years, Douglas's life continued to fascinate and provoke curiosity. 4 years after his death, the Douglas family finally reveals the hidden truths behind these controversies, shedding light on the lesser-known aspects of his storied life and career. Kirk Douglas, the iconic actor known for his distinctive chin and commanding presence, was born Isur Danielovich in Amsterdam, New York, on December 9, 1916. He was the only son among 7 children born to Brina Bertha and Herschel Harry Danielovich, immigrants from Chavassy in the Russian Empire, present-day Belarus. Yiddish was the language spoken in their home, reflecting their Jewish heritage. His family's journey to America was marked by hardship and struggle. Upon arriving in the United States, they adopted the surname Dembski, following the example of Herschel's brother, who had immigrated earlier. Young Isur, known as Izzy Dembski, grew up in poverty, witnessing firsthand the challenges faced by his parents and 6 sisters. In his autobiography, The Ragman's Son, Douglas vividly recounts the harsh realities of his childhood. His father, once a horse trader in Russia, resorted to becoming a ragman in America, collecting old rags, scraps of metal, and other junk for meager earnings. This humble occupation placed them at the lowest rung of the social ladder, a fact that young Izzy was acutely aware of. Kirk Douglas's early years were marred by hardship and adversity. His father's alcoholism and physical abuse cast a dark shadow over his childhood, as the family struggled to make ends meet in the face of crippling poverty. The meager income brought in by his father was often squandered on alcohol, leaving Douglas and his mother and sisters to endure financial strain. Despite these challenges, Douglas's desire to act was ignited at a young age. He found solace and recognition in performing, recalling the applause he received for reciting a poem in kindergarten. This early experience planted the seed for his future career in acting. To alleviate his family's financial burdens, Douglas took on numerous jobs throughout his youth, working as a snack vendor, a newspaper delivery boy, and holding over 40 different positions before entering the entertainment industry. Growing up with 6 sisters also contributed to his determination to escape his circumstances, stating, "I was dying to get out. In a sense, it lit a fire under me." Douglas's passion for acting intensified during his time at Amsterdam High School, where he participated in various plays. However, his family's limited means posed a significant obstacle to pursuing higher education in drama. Undeterred, he used his persuasive skills to convince the dean at St. Lawrence University to admit him, showcasing his impressive high school achievements. While attending St. Lawrence University, Douglas excelled in wrestling, even competing in a carnival to earn extra income. He later developed a close friendship with world champion wrestler Lou Thesz, further showcasing his athleticism and competitive spirit. Douglas's determination and resourcefulness allowed him to overcome the financial challenges of attending college. He worked part-time as a gardener and janitor to repay a loan he received for tuition, demonstrating his unwavering commitment to pursuing his dreams. Kirk Douglas's acting talent didn't go unnoticed during his time at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City. They even gave him a special scholarship to study there. One of his classmates, Betty Joan Persky, who later became the famous actress Lauren Bacall, was smitten with him. They dated casually, and she even helped him out by giving him her uncle's old coat to stay warm since he had no money. Bacall and her friend Diana Dill, another aspiring actress, would sometimes go to the restaurant where Douglas worked as a waiter, just to see him. He told her about his dream of bringing his family to New York to watch him perform on stage. Bacall imagined a future with Douglas, but he wasn't that interested in her romantically because she was much younger. Interestingly, Diana Dill would later become Douglas's first wife. This shows how close these future stars were during their early days in New York, and how their paths would intertwine in unexpected ways. Shortly after the United States entered World War II, Kirk Douglas enlisted in the Navy in 1941. He served as a communications officer in anti-submarine warfare aboard the USS PC-1139, showcasing his dedication to his country. However, his military service was cut short in 1944 due to injuries sustained from a depth charge explosion, leading to his medical discharge with the rank of lieutenant, junior grade. Back in New York City after the war, Douglas immersed himself in various acting opportunities, working in radio, theater, and commercials. He found radio acting particularly valuable for honing his vocal skills, a crucial aspect of his craft. Douglas had initially planned to focus solely on stage acting, but a chance encounter with his former classmate Lauren Bacall changed the trajectory of his career. Bacall, who had developed a wild crush on Douglas during their time at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, recommended him to producer Hal B. Wallace, who was seeking fresh talent. This pivotal recommendation led to Douglas's debut screen appearance in The Strange Love of Martha Ivers, 1946. In the film, Douglas portrayed a young, insecure man consumed by jealousy and trapped in a loveless marriage. Despite the character's weaknesses, Douglas's performance was captivating, and reviewers noted his innate ability to command the screen. This role marked a turning point in his career, as he would never again play a weakling in a film. Douglas's on-screen presence was magnetic, exuding a unique charisma and intensity that set him apart. His biographer, Tony Thomas, described Douglas's distinctly individual manner and inexplicable quality as key factors in his success. From his very first film, it was clear that Kirk Douglas was destined for greatness, and his career would soon skyrocket to new heights. In 1947, Kirk Douglas landed a significant supporting role in the classic noir thriller Out of the Past, alongside Robert Mitchum and Jane Greer. This performance further established him as a captivating presence on screen. Shortly after, he made his Broadway debut in the 1949 production of Three Sisters, produced by Katharine Cornell, demonstrating his versatility in both film and theater. Douglas's tough guy image was solidified in his eighth film, Champion, 1949. Producer Stanley Kramer chose him to play the role of Midge Kelly, a ruthless and ambitious boxer. Douglas took a gamble by accepting the role, as it meant turning down a more lucrative offer from MGM for the film The Great Sinner. This decision proved to be a wise one, as Champion became a critical and commercial success, while The Great Sinner flopped. Film historians have praised Douglas's performance in Champion, describing his portrayal of the boxer as alarmingly authentic. His intense focus, trademark snarl, and undeniable determination on screen captivated audiences and critics alike. The film earned 6 Academy Award nominations, including Douglas's first nomination for Best Actor. After Champion, Douglas realized the importance of choosing strong roles that showcased his intensity and allowed him to overcome his natural shyness. He famously stated, "I don't think I'd be much of an actor without vanity, and I'm not interested in being a modest actor." This bold declaration reflected his ambition and drive to succeed in Hollywood. Early in his career, Douglas demonstrated his independent spirit by breaking his studio contracts to gain full control over his projects. In 1949, he established his own production company, Bryna Productions, named after his mother. This move allowed him to pursue projects he believed in and have a greater say in his career trajectory. During the 1950s and 60s, Kirk Douglas was a major player in Hollywood, sharing the screen with some of the most famous actresses of the time. He started his Western journey in Along the Great Divide, 1951, as a frontier peace officer, quickly becoming a natural at horseback riding and gunslinging. Among his many Western roles, Douglas considered Lonely Are the Brave, 1962, where he played a cowboy sticking to his own code, as his personal favorite. This film, written by Dalton Trumbo, was praised by critics but didn't do well in theaters due to poor promotion. In 1950, Douglas starred in Young Man with a Horn, playing a troubled jazz musician named Rick Martin. The film was based on the life of Bix Beiderbecke, and it featured real-life jazz musician Hoagy Carmichael as his sidekick. This added a touch of authenticity to the movie, giving Douglas a deeper understanding of his character. Doris Day played Jo, a young woman smitten with the struggling musician. However, in real life, Day described Douglas as self-centered, and the film as joyless. A dark cloud hung over the filming of Young Man with a Horn when a bit actress named Jean Spangler vanished without a trace. Her purse was found in Griffith Park with a note mentioning a Kirk, leading to speculation that Douglas might be involved. He denied knowing her beyond the film set, but the mystery remains unsolved. Some believe Spangler, who was pregnant at the time, may have been considering an illegal abortion. This unsolved disappearance added a chilling element to the film's history and fueled further gossip around Douglas's persona. In 1951, Kirk Douglas took on the lead role in Billy Wilder's controversial film, Ace in the Hole. He played a hungry newspaper reporter desperate for a big story, but the film's dark themes didn't sit well with the American audience. Critics saw it as ruthless and cynical, and it flopped at the box office. Despite this, Douglas's intense performance as the manipulative journalist was praised, and the film has since gained recognition as a classic. That same year, Douglas starred in Detective Story, a crime drama nominated for 4 Oscars. Co-star Lee Grant was impressed by Douglas's dazzling personality and talent, describing him as a big star, gorgeous, intense, amazing. Douglas went the extra mile to prepare for the role, spending time with the New York Police Department to observe real interrogations. His dedication paid off, with reviewers noting his powerful performance as the tough detective. In 1952, Douglas tackled another challenging role in The Bad and the Beautiful. He played an ambitious film producer who ruthlessly exploited his collaborators, earning him his 3rd Oscar nomination. This performance solidified his reputation for playing complex, morally ambiguous characters. In 1954, Douglas ventured into the realm of epic adventures, starring as the titular character in Ulysses, a film based on Homer's Odyssey. He shared the screen with Silvana Mangano, who played both Penelope and Circe, and Anthony Quinn as Antinous. In 1954, Kirk Douglas showcased his comedic chops in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, a Walt Disney adaptation of Jules Verne's classic novel. His portrayal of the cheerful sailor Ned Land, a stark contrast to James Mason's brooding Captain Nemo, demonstrated his versatility as an actor. The film was a box office hit, solidifying Douglas's appeal in both dramatic and comedic roles. He continued to explore his comedic side in the Western Man Without a Star and the romantic comedy For Love or Money, even making a musical guest appearance on the Jack Benny program. In 1955, Douglas achieved a major milestone in his career by launching his own production company, Bryna Productions, named after his mother. This venture allowed him to break free from studio contracts and gain full control over his projects. He produced and starred in a series of successful films through Bryna. Paths of Glory, a powerful anti-war film directed by Stanley Kubrick, stands out as one of Douglas's most significant achievements. He portrayed a compassionate French officer during World War I who defends 3 soldiers unjustly accused of cowardice. Douglas's fluent French and his passionate performance brought authenticity and depth to the role. The film, though not a commercial success at the time, has since been recognized as a classic and a landmark in anti-war cinema. Douglas's role as Vincent van Gogh in Lust for Life, 1956, was a remarkable performance that showcased the actor's ability. Directed by Vincente Minnelli and based on Irving Stone's best-selling book, the film was predominantly shot on location in France. Douglas was praised not just for his look as Van Gogh, but also for his portrayal of the artist's inner turmoil. Some critics believe this to be the most famous depiction of the tortured artist who seeks solace from life's pain through his work, while others see it as a unique presentation of the action painter, emphasizing the physicality and emotion of painting in a way that showcased Douglas's talents. For his role as Van Gogh, Douglas received an Academy Award nomination, with his co-star Anthony Quinn winning the Best Supporting Actor Oscar for his performance as Paul Gauguin, Van Gogh's friend. Douglas won a Golden Globe Award for his portrayal, although Minnelli believed with confidence that he should have also received an Oscar. As a memorable artist with tremendous creative power, Van Gogh was portrayed as someone driven by extreme stress, fear, and even the possibility of madness, as Douglas's acting conveyed through his performance. Douglas regarded playing Van Gogh as a painful experience, as he resembled the artist both physically and in terms of age during his time of suicide. According to his wife, he would often stay in character after filming, even while at home, making his personal life feel just as chaotic and intense as his on-screen role. Despite this intensity, his acting style complemented Minnelli's preference for theatrical melodrama and neurotic artist roles. Film historian James Narramore notes that Minnelli worked with Douglas on his richest and most impressive collaborations, with the actor possessing a level of cool. As an athletic and passionate performer, Douglas was well suited for Minnelli's tastes, a perfect pairing that resulted in stunning, groundbreaking portrayals. Douglas and Minnelli even collaborated on The Bad and the Beautiful 4 years before Lust for Life, during which Douglas received a Best Actor Oscar nomination. Their partnership produced brilliant performances, capturing the essence of each character with captivating detail and depth. For about 15 years, Kirk Douglas's agent was Sam Norton, who got a big chunk of Douglas's earnings, 10% to be exact. Not only that, but Norton was also a lawyer and had a law firm with his partner, Jerome Rosenthal. This firm also took another 10% of Douglas's money. On Douglas's wedding day in 1958, Norton, without telling Douglas, gave his bride Anne a document to sign before they got married. This document said she couldn't get any of Douglas's money if they divorced before being married for 5 years. Anne wasn't happy about this and wanted a copy of the document, but Douglas didn't want to get involved because he trusted Norton like a father. So Anne went behind Douglas's back and got a lawyer to help her get a copy. She started to worry about Norton, especially because he could control Douglas's money. She found out that the document meant she and her kids wouldn't get anything from Douglas's money for 5 years. She also couldn't find any proof that Douglas was as rich as Norton said he was. Things got worse when a play that Norton convinced Douglas to invest in closed after just 1 week. When Douglas came back from filming a movie in England, he found out that Norton had messed up his finances. He owed a lot of money in taxes because of bad advice from Norton. Douglas got a new lawyer and made Norton give up his rights to Douglas's future earnings. Norton got fired, but he had already put most of his money in his wife's name, so Douglas only got a little bit back. The money Douglas made from the movie The Vikings helped him pay off his debts, but his financial future now depended on his next film, Spartacus. This whole situation was a big mess and taught Douglas a hard lesson about trust and money. In 1960, Kirk Douglas took on the iconic role of Spartacus, the Thracian gladiator slave who led a rebellion against the Roman Republic. The film, a colossal production with a star-studded cast, is often considered Douglas's career-defining performance. As executive producer, he pushed the budget to a staggering $12 million, making it one of the most expensive films of its time. Initially, Anthony Mann was chosen to direct, but Douglas replaced him with Stanley Kubrick, with whom he had previously worked on Paths of Glory. Despite the behind-the-scenes drama, the film was a massive success, both critically and commercially. One of the most significant aspects of Spartacus was Douglas's decision to publicly credit screenwriter Dalton Trumbo, who had been blacklisted in Hollywood for his alleged communist ties. This bold move effectively ended the blacklist, a controversial practice that had stifled the careers of many talented individuals. Douglas later said, "I've made over 85 pictures, but the thing I'm most proud of is breaking the blacklist." Douglas's passion for bringing stories to life extended beyond film. In 1963, he acquired the rights to Ken Kesey's novel One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and adapted it into a Broadway play, starring in it himself. While the play received mixed reviews, Douglas retained the film rights through a clever legal maneuver. However, after years of struggling to find a producer, he passed the rights on to his son, Michael. In 1975, Michael Douglas and Saul Zaentz produced the film adaptation of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, starring Jack Nicholson. Kirk Douglas was deemed too old to play the lead role, but the film went on to achieve unprecedented success, winning all 5 major Academy Awards. This marked a bittersweet moment for Douglas, as he witnessed the triumph of a project he had initiated but could not ultimately star in. Kirk Douglas and Burt Lancaster formed a dynamic duo in Hollywood, collaborating on 7 films across 4 decades. Their on-screen partnership solidified the image of a powerful team in the public's imagination. Although Douglas was consistently billed below Lancaster, their roles were often of equal importance, showcasing their complementary talents and on-screen chemistry. Their first collaboration, I Walk Alone, 1947, featured Douglas in a supporting role as a villain, while Lancaster took the lead. However, their subsequent films, such as Gunfight at the OK Corral, 1957, The Devil's Disciple, 1959, and 7 Days in May, 1964, presented them as equals, with both actors delivering impactful performances. The making of 7 Days in May proved to be a turning point in the relationship between Douglas and director John Frankenheimer. Frankenheimer initially had reservations about casting Lancaster due to past difficulties working together. However, Douglas, believing Lancaster was perfect for the role, convinced Frankenheimer to reconsider. This decision proved fruitful, as Lancaster delivered a memorable performance and developed a positive working relationship with the director. In 1967, Douglas teamed up with another Hollywood legend, John Wayne, in the Western film The War Wagon, directed by Burt Kennedy. This collaboration showcased Douglas's ability to share the screen with another iconic leading man, further solidifying his status as a versatile and sought-after actor. In 1969, Douglas starred in The Arrangement, a drama directed by Elia Kazan and based on his novel of the same name. He played a troubled advertising executive, co-starring with Faye Dunaway. Despite the film's critical and commercial failure, Dunaway praised Douglas's performance, describing him as terrific and commending his pragmatic approach to acting. She even acknowledged that his acting philosophy influenced her own approach to the craft. In 1980, Kirk Douglas ventured into the science fiction genre with The Final Countdown, playing a commanding officer aboard the USS Nimitz, an aircraft carrier that mysteriously travels through time to the eve of the attack on Pearl Harbor. This film, produced by his son, Peter Douglas, showcased Douglas's ability to adapt to diverse roles and genres. Following this, he took on a dual role in the critically acclaimed Australian film The Man from Snowy River, 1982, demonstrating his acting range and versatility. The film's success further solidified his reputation as a global icon. In 1986, Douglas reunited with his longtime co-star Burt Lancaster for the crime comedy Tough Guys. The film, which also featured Charles Durning and Eli Wallach, marked the final collaboration between Douglas and Lancaster, concluding a partnership that spanned over 4 decades and produced numerous memorable films. Despite a severe stroke in 1996 that affected his speech, Douglas's determination to continue acting remained unwavering. After years of dedicated voice therapy, he returned to the screen in 1999 with Diamonds, playing an aging boxer recovering from a stroke. This film was particularly poignant, as it co-starred Lauren Bacall, a dear friend from his early acting days. Throughout the 1990s, Douglas continued to act in various projects. He starred in The Secret, 1992, a television movie about a grandfather and grandson facing dyslexia, a topic close to his heart due to his own struggles with the learning disability. He also appeared in the comedy Greedy, 1994, playing the uncle of Michael J. Fox, and even made a cameo appearance as the devil in the music video for Don Henley's song The Garden of Allah. In 2003, Kirk Douglas, along with his sons Michael and Joel, produced the film It Runs in the Family, a unique project that starred various members of the Douglas family, including Michael's son Cameron and Kirk's first wife, Diana Dill. This film served as a testament to the family's enduring legacy in Hollywood. Douglas's final feature film appearance came in 2004 with Illusion, where he portrayed a dying film director reflecting on his life and the strained relationship with his estranged son. His last on-screen role was in the TV movie Empire State Building Murders in 2008. Despite his advanced age, Douglas remained active in the entertainment industry. In 2009, at the age of 92, he performed an autobiographical one-man show titled Before I Forget at the Kirk Douglas Theater in Culver City, California. The performances were filmed and later released as a documentary, offering a glimpse into the life and career of this legendary actor. In 2016, Douglas celebrated his 100th birthday at the Beverly Hills Hotel, surrounded by family and friends, including Don Rickles, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and Steven Spielberg. Guests remarked on his good health and vitality as he confidently walked into the Sunset Room for the celebration. Even in his final years, Douglas continued to make occasional public appearances. In 2018, he attended the Golden Globes with his daughter-in-law, Catherine Zeta-Jones, receiving a standing ovation from the audience. He also participated in the ceremony, helping Zeta-Jones present the award for Best Screenplay, Motion Picture. These later years of Kirk Douglas's life showcased his enduring spirit and his unwavering passion for the entertainment industry. Kirk Douglas was known for his strong personality and unapologetic demeanor. He once described himself as a son of a bitch and the most disliked actor in Hollywood, a statement that he seemed to wear as a badge of honor. This self-awareness and candidness about his personality was a testament to his authenticity and unwavering self-belief. His reputation for being difficult was echoed by colleagues like Burt Lancaster, who acknowledged Douglas's challenging nature while also appreciating his talent and drive. This brashness was often attributed to his difficult childhood, marked by poverty and an abusive alcoholic father. Douglas carried a deep-seated anger within him, a product of his upbringing and the emotional turmoil he experienced as a child. Despite his sometimes prickly exterior, Douglas was also known for his discipline, wit, and humor. He possessed a sharp intellect and a quick wit, often using humor to disarm his critics and navigate challenging situations. His strong personality, while sometimes abrasive, was also a driving force behind his success. It fueled his ambition, determination, and unwavering commitment to his craft, allowing him to overcome obstacles and achieve greatness in the film industry. Kirk Douglas's personal life was marked by 2 marriages and numerous affairs. His first marriage to Diana Dill in 1943 produced 2 sons, Michael and Joel Douglas, both of whom would later become successful in the film industry. However, their marriage ended in divorce in 1951. In the early 1950s, Douglas was engaged to Italian actress Pier Angeli, whom he met on the set of The Story of Three Loves, 1953. Despite their initial connection, the couple never made it to the altar. Shortly after, Douglas met Anne Bidens in Paris while filming Act of Love. Bidens, a German-born producer who had fled Nazi Germany and worked on translating subtitles at a film studio, quickly captured his heart. They married in 1954 and remained together for 60 years, celebrating their diamond wedding anniversary in 2014. Their marriage was blessed with 2 sons, Peter, a producer, and Eric, an actor who tragically passed away in 2004 from an overdose of alcohol and drugs. In 2017, Kirk and Anne published a book titled Kirk and Anne: Letters of Love, Laughter, and a Lifetime in Hollywood, which revealed intimate letters they exchanged throughout their long and enduring relationship. Despite his devotion to Anne, Douglas was known for his numerous affairs with other women, including several Hollywood starlets. He was open about his infidelities with his wife, who, being European, accepted them as a part of their marriage. Anne's understanding and tolerance of his affairs allowed them to maintain a strong bond and navigate the complexities of their relationship in the spotlight of Hollywood. Kirk Douglas's personal life, like his on-screen persona, was characterized by passion, intensity, and a certain degree of complexity. Despite the challenges and infidelities, his marriage to Anne Bidens stood the test of time, proving that love and commitment can endure even amidst the temptations and pressures of Hollywood. Michael Douglas, the acclaimed actor and producer, recently shared a candid look at his evolving relationship with his late father, Kirk Douglas, the iconic Hollywood star. In a May 2024 interview on Who's Talking to Chris Wallace, Michael revealed that their bond wasn't always smooth sailing. In the early years, their relationship was strained, with Kirk's demanding career often overshadowing his role as a father. It was a classic Hollywood tale of a driven star prioritizing work over family, leaving young Michael feeling somewhat neglected. But as time passed, their connection deepened and matured. Michael acknowledged that in the later stages of Kirk's career, a shift occurred. Kirk, perhaps surprised by his son's own success, began to appreciate and value their bond more. This transformation in their relationship blossomed into a close and loving connection, especially in the final 15-20 years of Kirk's life. Michael fondly remembers those years as a time of joy and closeness with his father. Michael Douglas also candidly addressed the challenges he faced in establishing his own identity in Hollywood, constantly being compared to his famous father. He acknowledged that his mannerisms and expressions were inherited from his father, making it difficult to carve out his own unique path in the industry. It took time and effort for Michael to break free from his father's shadow and create a distinct persona as an actor and filmmaker. Michael Douglas, despite his impressive list of accolades, including 2 Academy Awards and 5 Golden Globe Awards, revealed that he didn't feel truly successful in Hollywood until the release of Fatal Attraction and Wall Street in 1987. This marked a pivotal moment in his career, finally allowing him to emerge from the shadow of his legendary father, Kirk Douglas, and establish his own unique identity in the industry. The commercial success of Fatal Attraction and his Oscar win for Wall Street catapulted Douglas to new heights of recognition and acclaim. These achievements solidified his position as a leading man and a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. Douglas, who shares one son, Cameron, with his ex-wife Diandra Luker, and 2 children, Dylan and Karis, with his current wife, Catherine Zeta-Jones, has built a successful family life alongside his thriving career.